Hey guys, so first video back in a little while in this format, and got somewhere between a rant and a plea to share with you tonight. And I picked up Gary Vee's new book, Crushing It, yesterday, and it's prompted me to think. And please pay attention to this, because I believe that this is going to help you, especially if you're in business. And if not, you're going to know someone who is, and maybe this is going to be all the convincing that they need. And I sincerely believe that it will be worth your time. So this book, for those who don't know Gary Vaynerchuk, he is at the forefront of business, digital marketing, and everything. So he's a pretty big deal already, but he will be a household name in the next decade, like an icon. He's the next Steve Jobs or the next Elon Musk. He's doing a lot and spreading a really, really good message. But the excerpt in this book, so this is dedicated to all the people who are visionary enough to recognize the enormous opportunities that we've been given in this new digital age, and who are brave enough to demand and seek out happiness, not only in their life, but also in their work. It makes me think, so this book's predominantly around social media and the new way of doing business. And when I started out in 2011, people thought it was crazy. No one thought a business or an agency or a social media marketing business was ever going to work, particularly not in Bendigo. And everyone still just thought that this thing was a social media. They just thought it was basically a fad. Like a bubble, and it was going to burst, but it hasn't and it won't. And so for those of you who've been hanging out there, it's like a bell curve, and the early adopters have started reaping have been reaping rewards for years and years and years, yet so many people are still stuck. And I see it all the time, and I guess doing this for seven or so years, you hear just about every excuse in the book as to why someone's not doing it. It's not the right time, and people say that for years. Well, it's not a time issue, but I think what it does is it forces people's hand. It's a new way of doing things. It's uncomfortable. It means you become accountable. It means you are transparent. It means you have to follow through on what you say. It means you are open to criticism. So there's all these things that maybe make people hold off, but there's all these benefits as well. And the biggest benefit of all, I guess, is, people say, well, what's the ROI of social media? Well, it's staying in business. And for anyone who thinks that they're too busy running their business to get a grasp of social media, the only place that they're going to be running their business with that attitude is into the ground, because you're basically just holding a place for someone else to come along who does care enough about their customers to do the work required and make the effort to get in front of them and to show them that they care, to add more value to them than what they want to take. And that's, I guess, always been a very good thing to do in business, but I think now more than ever it's essential. Transparency, more of a human touch, and that's the way that things are going. So where I'm going with this is, if you're someone who hasn't adopted it, you're sort of putting change off as this far off place. Well, the change isn't coming, it's already here. And I like to use a fable about the frogs in the boiling water to explain that you shouldn't wait until you're thirsty before you dig your well. And it's basically putting these frogs in the boiling water, and if you drop them into boiling water, they go, fuck, they're dead. You've just boiled some frogs. But if you put them in lukewarm water, turn the stove on, they're sitting back, they're kicking back, they're enjoying themselves, they're thinking, this is cozy, it's just comfortable, I'm alright, and enjoying their little spa bath until the same end result, they're dead. And so I guess it just demonstrates that change, when it is not abrupt, it's not immediate, when it's over time, change over the last 3 years, 5 years has been significant. I think everyone could recognise how far we've come, the fact that we can do videos like this on our format, and the power that we all have in our pocket. Technology is the great equalizer, and I think the opportunities that are open to everyone are enormous. It's completely leveled the playing field, and that's why we see these huge industries, Fortune 500 companies, that get sideswiped overnight, taken out of business by some kid in a dorm room who has got ambition and the balls to back it up, and the work ethic. So if you haven't embraced social media, and social media strategy is not palming the accounts off to the youngest person in your business, to the nephew, to the cousin, you're really juggling with your future. Please, if you've got any concerns or questions or anything like that, I'm happy to help people, but please understand the fact that in 2018, if you planning on staying in business, you really need to embrace social media. So make this a year, and it's not difficult. Don't put it off. Don't wait another second. Jump out of this. Jump onto Facebook. Set up an account. It takes 2 minutes. It's easy to do. and literally a baby could do it. So jump on, do it, make today the day you make a change. And if you know someone else who needs to see this message, please share it on. My hope for this it's not an I told you so, and it's not a thing, but it's a plea to those of you who really need to hear it the most, and share it with someone else who needs to hear the message too. Thank you.